Hello, hello, welcome everyone. I am Phoenix 6-1. We are playing Capture the Base on Two Brothers. We are in the Midway Legendary Aircraft Carrier. Heyo. This is a tough one to play as. These planes, and part of it's just because it's a legendary tier, but these airplanes go down fast. If you're flying over top of a, two battleships, for instance, like you lose your whole squadron. So we dumped some torpedoes early on here. It's kind of a strategy that some people like to do. It depends on your depends on which carrier you're using and then like your level too. But basically, the thought process there is, if I send these, two planes back to the ship early, they'll be ready for me. You've got less planes getting shot down, over top of, enemy territory. So, especially in the beginning when everyone's still like clustered together and everyone's got all their full AA guns and stuff, nothing's been damaged on anybody's ship, right? It's kind of a good idea to do, especially with a carrier like this where planes are just gonna go down so quickly. So this way we'll have, you're kind of spacing it out. You're being a little bit more modest with your airplanes, right? So the reason I went back right away there is because I knew by the time I circle around, I'd probably lose the rest of those planes. Those torpedo bombers I had. So I wanted to get those back in the process of running away back home. I doubt they made it. They probably got shot down, but better to save myself the time of flying around and getting shot down and just go back to the carrier and get another run started, right? So I kind of wanted to head this direction just to make sure nobody was coming up the middle, but then I was also going to try and dump some fighters to kind of help protect, because I was somewhat paying attention to where their airplanes were going, where their bombers and torpedo bombers were going, right? Just look at that, the ups these planes got going over those mountains. But we will do a decent bombing run on this. What was this, a Curve first or something? It's the Montana. Way off. But we do a good chunk of damage on him with bombs and then get fire going on it. That looks like it's still burning. And then, with just two or three planes left, I'm not going to fly around over top of an American battleship, especially early on in the game. Just going to shoot all those planes down, right? So I'm going back and I want to spend as much of my time as possible on attack runs, right? And if I'm circling around with planes that are probably going to, get shot down, that's a waste of time, right? So let them bug out and try and head back home. Or get a new set going, right? This was kind of a unique game too, just because it's not a full set of 9 versus 9. We only have 6 on 6 too, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to try and do good amounts of damage, right? So we got a lot less targets. So we fired behind that Montana because he had run aground, so his only way he could go was reverse. So we're not even gonna watch. We get 2 hits on him there, so that's pretty decent. And like I said, these planes are going down quick, so I dropped those torpedoes before I really had them placed where I wanted them to, because those airplanes were gonna die very quickly. So dropped them just to get them in the water. We keep our fingers crossed, that kind of thing, right? So we've either got a flood or fire going. I'm going to guess it's a flood on the Montana. Yeah, it looks like his health, he's not long for this world. He's got everybody picking on him on our team as well, so let's see if we can get there in time to finish him off. Come on, baby. Oh, there we go. First blood. That took a while to get first blood. I'm gonna take a run at. We're gonna fly over this destroyer, just to try and keep him spotted a little bit longer for our battleships. It's such a challenge when you're playing as the carrier, because a lot of people expect you to go after destroyers, and they're just so tough to hit, right? So I mean, you either got to be really, really good with this, or and obviously that's not the best shot. You want to line up lengthwise with the with the ship, right? But you know, those planes are going to go down quickly, right? So we're going to get the bombs dropped, take our chances. But yeah, like I said, it's you know, you're more valuable probably keeping the destroyer spotted in the event that people are willing to shoot at it for you, right? So there's definitely value in that when it comes to winning the game. But at the same time, you're kind of, you know, hurting yourself by not doing damage and stuff like that to other ships. So if you're trying to progress through like tech trees and stuff like that, and you're sitting there just flying over top of destroyers just to keep them spotted, you know, one, it's not fun. But two, then you're not earning credits, you're not getting XP, you know, whatever. So this Yamato's going backwards, so, and it doesn't look like he's willing to stop going backwards, so I turned as far to the right as I could. We'll probably only need one torpedo to finish him off, though. So I watched this one instead of going back right away, just because I know I'm super low on airplanes, right? So we've only got 2 runs with these guys, so only six bombers right now that we're ready to go for bombs. And if you look down at the bottom right, we literally only got 1 torpedo bomber ready. So with the Midway, you know, a lot of times I spend a lot of times lining up shots. Like, take your time way more with this carrier and these airplanes, because you want to make those shots count. Otherwise, you know, if you're rushing to just get more and more planes up in the air and do quick runs, eventually halfway through the game, you're not going to have any airplanes available to you. So we dropped those a little bit early just because we were about to run out of time on the drop. So I pulled the trigger a little too early. I kind of underestimated how quick he was moving. And like I said, yep, so we're circling around, and we'll be lucky if we get 1 airplane to drop bombs on this guy. Come on, baby. Line up. There we go. No hits. They both went on either side of the ship. Great. Alright, so now, yeah, we've got literally 2 torpedo bombers here. So I played a few games with the Midway recently and was recording them, and I was just trying to like get a decent game to do voiceover for. So this one turned out pretty good, you know, especially considering it's a 6-on-6 instead of 9-on-9. You know, I mean, you know, have whatever opinion you want about that, but you know, to be in an aircraft carrier doing, you know, and we're at 90,000 damage almost that we've done, I'd say that's pretty good. You know, seeing as how there's only 6 ships for us to go after, right? Spotted some torpedoes. Hopefully our battleships pay attention to those. I'll take a run at the destroyer here and take our chances. It's, you know, like I said, it's always tough. If we fly over their carrier, like, our planes are just going to be deadsies, super quicksies, right? So, but we could have sent our torpedoes at the carrier. Those you can launch from pretty far away, so you could potentially drop them in the water pretty early if he's not, especially if he's not moving, right? And just let the torpedoes travel and hit the carrier, but it looks like he's backing up now. Yeah, so their carrier's got full stacks of torpedo bombers. He was probably doing a little more pre-dropping than I was, or being a little less risky than I was too, right? So I'm heading this way just to see if I can't get our fighters over top of these battleships to help out with their torpedo bombers. We did get 6 fighter kills earlier in the game, so our placement was decent there. And those of you who don't know, if you don't play carriers very often, you can autopilot your carrier, right? So go into the map view and hold X whatever square you want your carrier to go to, and he'll go there automatically, right? So too many people just leave it still or hit reverse and, yeah, don't pay attention to where their carrier is. So we ended up in the middle of the pack on that one, which is, you know, meh, whatever. But we at least came out profitable. So I call that a plus when you're playing legendary tier aircraft carriers, right? Alright, appreciate everybody watching. We will have more World of Warships videos on the way, so please make sure to subscribe to the channel.